You can be alive and not really living. You can have every comfort available to you, every convenience, every cushion, every way of avoiding effort that modern life has to offer, and it has to offer a lot. You can have all of that and feel completely dead inside. That is the comfort crisis. And I think if you're honest with yourself, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. So Michael Easter wrote a book called The Comfort Crisis, which I highly recommend every human reads. And the premise is really simple and equally devastating. We have engineered discomfort almost entirely out of modern life. And in doing so, we've engineered out something essential to being human. For most of human history, life required a lot of effort. Physical effort, mental effort, the daily application of skill and problem solving and resilience just to survive. Difficulty was not optional. It was the condition of being alive. And that difficulty, it turns out, was doing something for us. It was building us. It was making us capable, resilient, purposeful, and alive in a way that comfort simply cannot replicate. We now live in the most comfortable era in human history. And by many measures, rates of anxiety, depression, purposelessness, chronic disease, disconnection, we are also one of the most miserable. That's not a coincidence. So here's the thing about comfort. It feels like relief. And in small doses, it totally is. Rest is essential. Ease has its place. We've been talking a ton about grace this month on the show, the importance of softness and self-compassion and knowing when to let up. That all has a place. But chronic comfort, a life organized almost entirely around avoiding effort and risk, discomfort and failure, has a cost that accumulates slowly and lands really freaking hard. When you never have to apply effort, you stop believing you're capable of it. When you never risk failure, you stop growing. When you never do hard things, you lose the evidence that you can. And that evidence, built one hard thing at a time, is the foundation of genuine confidence and self-respect. A life of uninterrupted comfort is not a peaceful life. It's a shrinking one. The edges of what you are willing to attempt get smaller and smaller. The world gets a little narrower every time you choose the easier path. And eventually, you find yourself living inside a very small, very comfortable, very suffocating version of your life. And here's the part nobody tells you. You think that you're avoiding discomfort, but you're not. You're trading one discomfort for another. The discomfort of effort, risk, and hard things versus the discomfort of emptiness, stagnation, and a life that doesn't feel like yours anymore. Both are very uncomfortable, but only one of them builds something. Only one of them has something on the other side. The discomfort of avoidance and chronic comfort has nothing on the other side. Nothing except more of the same. Smaller, quieter, deader. That is the trade most people are making without realizing it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. We've spent this entire month talking about what it means to age by design. Like really at the core, that's what we've been talking about. To choose the trajectory of your health rather than letting circumstances choose it for you. to build the runway that carries you into your later decades with capability and dignity and joy. That runway is not built by comfort. It is built in effort. The strength training that feels hard, the conversation that feels hard, the creative risk that feels really hard, the relationship you invest in even though it would be easier to drift away, the stillness you carve out even when busyness is constantly knocking at your door, the choice to feel the hard thing rather than reach for the nearest exit. All of it is an antidote to the comfort crisis. All of it is the practice of staying alive, not just biologically, but in the fullest sense of the word. I'm not asking you to make your life unnecessarily hard, right? I'm an advocate for not doing that. But I'm also not romanticizing suffering or suggesting that comfort is always the enemy, because it's not. But what I am suggesting is that you notice where comfort has become avoidance, where ease has become stagnation, where the path of least resistance has quietly become the only path you ever take. And I'm also inviting you to choose the hard thing. Just one. Choose one hard thing. Something that asks something of you. Something that carries a real possibility of failure. Something that makes you feel alive in the way that only effort and risk and genuine engagement can. Ultimately, right, the tagline of my business is teaching women how to step out rather than fade out, to build a life that is not just longer or healthier, but fuller, more awake, more genuinely yours. And the comfort crisis is the quiet enemy of all of that. It doesn't announce itself, right? It just makes everything feel a little easier, a little softer, a little more manageable, until one day you realize you've managed yourself right out of a life worth living. Don't let comfort be the thing that takes you out. Stay in the arena. Do the hard thing. Feel the full weight of being alive. That is what really this whole podcast is about, but certainly what we've been leaning hard to in for the past month. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, I peppered this in several times at the beginning of the month, but leave a review. Share an episode that really landed for you with another woman who could benefit from hearing it. Because it helps me to know that this message is landing, that people want the podcast to continue. And more than anything, it helps to help other people, right? The podcast gets in front of more people when you share it. So thank you in advance, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.